Hey guys, and welcome back. So tonight I wanted to do a realistic, real, because it's going to be real, night with an infant. So Bridget is 7 weeks old. So she was waking twice a night from the time she got home from the hospital, which I think is incredible. She had been down to waking once a night at like 4:30, and then the past couple nights she started to wake twice again, like 12:30 and 4:30-ish. And I think a lot of that depends on her naps and how we haven't really gotten her on a good nap schedule. So I'm going to do a realistic night and see what happens tonight. So I just want to give you a snippet of our day. So our day today started with she got up at like 7:15, took a bottle, and then immediately went back down and didn't wake up till 9. So I don't know if her body considered that nighttime sleep or a nap. I'm not really sure. She woke up at 9, she ate, and then we had to go out of town about half hour away to pick up something. So she slept in the car, probably went down around like 10 and ended up sleeping till like 12:30. I woke her up at 12:30 and then fed her, and around 2 o'clock tried to put her for a nap in her bassinet because that's what we're working on. She fussed around. She was in there for about an hour, but she ended up only sleeping about half an hour. She was up for a while, and then I tried again at 4 o'clock to put her back down, and it didn't work. She was in there for half an hour, and she never fell asleep. I tried to rock her out here, and she just completely skipped that nap. And then she has been awake since 4 o'clock, or she has been awake actually since like 2:45. And around 6:30, she looked really, really tired, so I decided to give her a quick bath, put her in her sleep sack. I fed her a bottle, probably half a bottle, and I put her back in the bassinet. And she had been fussing around from 7:30 and on and off sleep, drifting in and out. I replaced her passy a million times, and then finally at 8:15, 8:30, I decided to bring her back out and feed her again because her cries were becoming more. I thought maybe she was hungry. So she took another half of a bottle, and I put her back down at about 9, a little after. It's now 9:30. She had been fussing around a little bit. I think she's finally gone to sleep. So she's a little bit of a rough sleeper. I'll have to do an update if and when we decide to sleep train. So it's been a little rough. Normally she sleeps at least the first good stretch in her bassinet. And so I think, I'm looking at the monitor, I think she is asleep now. So I will show you I prep, she's formula fed, so I prep the bottles ahead of time at night. I was just prepping water and then I would just scoop, but there was a night where I couldn't remember if I put the right amount of scoops in. So now I prep the water with a little vial of the right amount of scoops, so it's very easy in the middle of the night. I just heat up the water, dump the scoops, and it's ready. So I prepped that the night before. My husband just washed all the bottles. I will go prep the formula so it's ready. I always prep 2, even when she'd only been getting up once, just so I have them. Last night, she usually takes like 3.5 ounces on a normal day, and I had been making that overnight. The past couple nights, every bottle she's only had about 2 ounces, so I'm only going to do 2 ounces tonight. Worst case scenario, she sucks it down and I have to walk out to the kitchen and make another ounce, but it does save a little bit on the formula. We use a very expensive formula, and it's just not as wasteful. So I think tonight I will prep 2 and see what happens. So I will take you guys along for the ride. So Bridget ended up having kind of a rough rest of the night. So she ended up really struggling to fall asleep. So she ended up sleeping with me. I don't think I really fell asleep till after 4 for sure. And we actually had to get up to go to an appointment in the city, which during rush hour, we had to be there at 8:45. So we had to leave at 6:30. So, and it was an appointment for Bridget. So what we ended up doing was we woke her up at 6, and Mike tried to feed her while I got ready. She really only took an ounce because I just don't think she was awake enough. Eating at like 2:45 to 6 should have been long enough, but she just wasn't really awake. So we ended up just changing her and putting her in her car seat. We fed her when we got there at 8:45 because she actually fell asleep in the car, and she stayed asleep the whole time on the way there. And so it was kind of a weird morning, and I did not film it because it was such a rush to get out of the house because we woke up at 6 and had to leave at 6:30 and get ourselves ready and the baby ready and all that. The twins actually spent the night at my mother-in-law's. They're usually there Wednesdays anyway, and it's Wednesday. So I spent Tuesday night into Wednesday with her, so they didn't have to get up so super early. So I'll have to do another night just to see, because she actually woke up once, and I think if we wouldn't have gotten up at 6, she probably would have been up by 6:37 for another bottle. But there's definitely also been nights recently that she's been up at like 12:30 and then again at like 3:34. So I just think she hasn't settled into her own yet. I don't think she's quite settled into a routine. And it depends upon what time we feed her. Most of the time we feed her before like 7:45. And some nights, like last night, she gets a little bit of a top off. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. She's only still a baby, and I just think she's adjusting to life and adjusting to her feeds. And I haven't really done anything to try to drop feeds yet. I just think she's too little. So some nights I'm up twice. Some nights I'm up once. Some nights I'm up really early, and some nights I'm not. Some days I'm not. So it just kind of depends. What I don't like is I prefer if she gets up at 3:30 for a bottle, because then sometimes she'll sleep till like 6 or 6:30, and I have 2 toddlers that are usually up anyway. What I don't like is when she gets up at like 4:45 and then she's done with her bottle at like 5:30, and by the time I fall back asleep, like I might as well not fall asleep. So again, I haven't really done anything to adjust her feeds at night. We're getting more into a routine bedtime, 7:45 ish, but she doesn't necessarily fall asleep till closer to 9 some nights. So we're still working on the bedtime routine. So I don't know. She's not really consistent right now. She doesn't necessarily always get up at a certain time. We went like a couple days where she got up at like 4:45 and that was it. And then she was right back to getting up at like 12:30 and 3:30 or 4. But I count my blessings because I've seen people say that their newborns were up 6, 7 times a night. And I honestly think, and you can let me know what you guys think in the comments, I honestly think breastfed babies are up more than formula fed babies. I don't know if formula is just more filling, or there's less of the comfort factor, but I honestly think that a lot of the people that say their kids are up multiple times a night, they're nursing them, which obviously no judgment. If I could nurse, I would. But so anyway, I feel very blessed that she's only ever been up twice a night. Sometimes she struggles to fall asleep, which is hard, especially when she's restless and can't, get back into a deep sleep. But in general, I feel very blessed that she only gets up max 2 times a night. So I'll have to do another night when we get more into a routine. But for now, that is, just a glimpse and a general night. I don't like to get up and leave my room and go somewhere else to feed her. I like to feed her in my bed, but I do have to get out of bed to go make the formula in the kitchen. She might drink room temperature formula, but I like to just heat it just a tiny bit. So yeah, so I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I hope that, you got some good things coming up, and let me know what kind of routine your newborn has, and maybe I can jump on board with that routine. But for now, she's little, and I'll count my blessings, and I will see you in the next video.